た夜の中で持ち書いただけの遊びしようよ
Perfect. Freya, I want you to go pink. Soden, I want you to go green.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, let's see. I don't think I've ever seen. I think I've seen Freya compete. Freya's been around the community for a while, so we'll see what they have in store. I don't think I've seen Soden. I mean, I haven't been to the last few qualifiers. It doesn't work, but I think Soden's pretty new. Freya's going to be on the underside of that merge. They aren't really close for the merge, so that merge queue did not even kick on at all. So that was a really bad merge. So they were nowhere near the 3-9s line. Eventually they'll get near. Unless they want to do this really offset thing. But whatever.
Merge.
There it is. That was a weird merge. Bless you, pilot. Some shots out. Soden on the defensive. Freya definitely has the advantage in this. Soden's almost dead at almost there's the kill. That is Freya's kill.
Match, pilot. Return to base.
Freya win. All right, next up is going to be Yuki and Yazin. I don't know who Yuki. I couldn't find your Discord. If there's a Yuki here, is there a Yuki here? And a Yazin. Okay, Yuki, pink, Yazin, green.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Two other pilots that I haven't seen. I'm happy to see so many new pilots coming out to compete. Definitely helps that there aren't 3 sweat lords competing. So, you know, actually have some fun. Well, at least Yuki's staying really low to the ground to try and do that merge.
Merge.
Yuki pulling that nose around really fast. Ooh, getting nose on quickly. Already some hits on Yazin. They pull around into this turn. Let's see if you can get shots on again. Their nose might. No, they can't get it. They are now in a raid fight. For all the people who don't know what that is, it's when two aircraft are going into pretty much the same circle and raiding around the turn at certain speeds. Ben knows the exact terms, but he's kind of busy right now. I let. Now, Yuki is looking like they're getting more winning cues, but it looks like Yuki's playing way more aggressive and might be losing, forcing the one circle now. Yuki is slowing his one circle, might be getting those on faster. Let's see what if Yazin's going to force the two circle, which would be more in Yazin's advantage. Yuki is not really having much higher energy, so if Yazin can pull around this rate pretty well, they can definitely get the kill. Let's see if Yuki tries to force a one circle again. They did pretty good the last time getting that one circle, but they couldn't get Yazin to commit. Yazin looks like they're altering the ring. So that's the kill.
You won the match, pilot. Return to base.
Good kill for Yazin. All right. Next up is going to be Kichi and Salmon. Is there a Salmon here? Salmon. Salmon's not here. Never mind, Kichi. Salmon is playing Roblox. So we'll come back if they don't show up. We're gonna text them. If they don't show up, then it might be your win. Next up is gonna be CXA Dice and Tony the Hopkin. Is there CXA Dice and Tony the Hopkin? Perfect. Dice, I want you on pink. Hopkin, I want you on green.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
You know, people like more of these new player friendly tournaments. I might start hosting more. Because I think a better point of entry for being in the competitive scene is a little bit easier than going against people who've won like 6 times. You know, so might start hosting more of these to be more new player friendly and to the dogfight competitive scene. Alright, it looks like Dice is not going to burn her out to get there, but Tony's just going to blast it. Already about to enter Mach. They are Mach right now. There's Mach in the merge. Let's see what Tony wants to do. They're probably asleep in that turn. Pulling a lot of energy in that. But Dice is going to get shots off first. Got some hits. Oh, that's engine now. And Tony's dead. Yeah, that's why you don't merge Mach. Oh, and just to make sure they're dead, there's a Fox too. War crimes.
Return to base.
Good job. Good job, Dice. All right, next up is going to be Unknown to the Weak and Kingman. Kingman is something else. No, he's here. He's a different name. King Kaiju, right? That's you, right? I think it's King Kaiju. It's Kingman. Is he here? I'm sure he's here. I think he asked me earlier. I know he was here. He talked to me. He got his phone taken away. Or some shit. Okay, I swear bro was here earlier. Alright, come back, unknown. We'll come back to that. I swear this dude was he was the first person here, and now I don't know where he is. So come back. We'll go to the next matches. It's alright. Unknown, just wait. We'll come back to your match.
Okay.
Unknown. You can come back. You're good. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna read the name because I'm just commit. Kazusen. Is there Kazusen here? Let's put it down. Okay, Kazusen. Pink. Atlas. Atlas, I know you're here. Green. Atlas green. Who's Kazusen? Go pink. That's not pink. There we go. Perfect.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Okay.
2,
Next up
1.
is gonna be Hashijun, and Kumodoki. Kumodoki. Sorry. Yeah, Isasuki. Wait, what? Just make sure you guys are ready. Slow. I will say, Atlas has been around for a while. Been stuck at intermediate because they're scared of Ben and Jono and CD, which is understandable. So this is my, I think, contract competing again. But they have been in the ABS community for a good while. So let's see how they compete against someone I've never seen compete yet. There's the merge. Atlas is staying really quick. Might just get murked here. They stayed way too fast. I don't know what all that experience went to, but definitely to losing. I'm joking. We'll see what happens. They have no burner right now. Their goal might be to hit the bridge to a fire pipe, but there's an aim for him, and he's dead. That was fast. That's why you don't Top Gun move. All right. Next up is going to be Hashijun and Kumodoki. Right, Stoki, right? Hashijun, pink. I'm gonna say Kumo. Kumo, green. So Atlas, what do we learn? The Top Gun movie is not a good strat. Now we're joined by Ben. Woo! I hope should work. Which Ben can talk more scientifically about the dogfight. 3,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
We are joined by Benjamin here, who is one of the ace pilots of Black Aces and also one of the owners of Dogfight Central. If you ever want to practice dogfighting and learn how to get better, that is the place to go, because we don't do that here. We just want you to fight.
That sounds... I don't... It sounds so professional. I just like planes.
He really likes planes. He wrote a book on it, okay? Like...
Yeah. I know some people have read it. I'll hope to just has actually been useful. People are merging at the higher ends of the speeds in this play, I find, which is interesting to me. Probably because, like,
4, right?
yeah, the last 3 in a row, which is lovely.
Okay.
I apologize, yeah. Anyway, they're coming in for the merge game by working for that exclusive turning room. They turn in the same relative direction. Gonna end up in probably a high aspect head-on pass. Ooh, cracked. What crash? No.
Well, that gun does aim up a lot in the F-15, so you can
Yeah,
definitely get
it
some
does.
shots without crashing.
I thought it was gonna be a crash, honestly.
Alright, next up is going to be Lemonade Spice and Cash. Lemonade, you're going to be pink, and Cash, you're going to be green. I think Lemonade is here. They talked a lot of smack. Oh, they are. Cool.
Anyway. There you go. Wow. There we go. Who's fighting?
Spice and Cash, which I've never seen people.
10, 9,
I've seen
I know you have,
Lemonade
you've been around.
Spice before.
7,
Yeah,
6,
they're
What's your thoughts on their skill?
4,
pretty competent. They did all right in our tournaments. I think they won a few matches. I don't think they made out at qualifiers though, but we'll see. This plane's a lot more forgiving than the Calibri. You
This is
can-
also a intermediate tournament, so you're
Yeah.
not gonna see some of the pilots that come out of the
Yeah.
advanced veteran or ace. You know, you're fighting more people around your skill level or newer.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you won't find it though. There are obviously
Yeah.
people down there who I'm looking at who are probably just as good as like me in this. So it's nice to see.
Don't scare them. Don't scare the other people like
Yeah,
that.
that's good. Yeah.
So Cash has his gears down. Is there a strat to that, Ben? Or there's a strat on the big end? Is there a strat to this
I
with
think
the,
they
with the gears
probably
down?
forgot. Unless they're gonna go for a max pull in the first turn and go for a missile pull.
Maybe. There's the pull. There's the pull. There's the pull. Maybe
There
you're
you
right.
go.
Missile.
See?
There's the missile. Oh, there's a kill. It actually worked.
You won the match,
Yes,
pilot.
it did.
Turn to base.
I warned
wondering.
people about that. In practice, I did that to a few people.
That's rude,
I was
Ben.
like,
That's rude.
you gotta jam that Wes. You gotta be on those flares instantly, because you can't hit
Yeah.
the missiles.
Oh yeah, that's the scary part about these ones. Next up is going to be Utami versus Freya. Utami, you're gonna be pink. Freya, you're gonna be green.
Ooh,
Yeah, I remember. Okay,
I learned
I was kidding. I remember doing Fox 2 matches in DCS, and when you get into that merge, especially with like the newer planes with the A9Xs and the R73s, as soon as you merge, you're just on the flare going upwards.
Yeah. Well, especially if you like, how do you say, you're win the MAR, and you're having to like try your best. It's kind of scary, but the missile kinematics are very different in
9,
DCS than
8,
the Archer.
7,
They're very direct in this
6,
game.
5,
Your flares are more
4,
important than
3,
your maneuver.
2, 1.
I feel. Okay. I know Utami, they're very competent at fighting, I feel. I've never heard of Freya though. Or Freya?
Freya's been around for a while. They've been around for
okay.
a long while. I think just as long as you have, but they don't really show up often until you guys aren't competing, I guess.
You sound like it's like F1 all over again. Max Verstappen ruining the sport.
Oh yeah, Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari.
Yeah. Anyway, both quite fast though. I hope they slow down before the merge. It looks like Utami is still within the 500s though. They're gonna be sleeping by the time they get to the merge at this speed.
Freya's gonna be really fast. Freya's full burner right now.
Yeah.
Merge.
There's the merge. Ooh, watch that very slow pitch up, especially after that last match we just watched.
Yeah.
That's very slow for a turn, but
Utami
Utami's
is
gonna nose.
turning a lot. He can reverse his turn and probably get a head-on or a missile. Freya's just flying away. It seems. Have they? I worried then that they disconnected for a moment. Turning in, they are outside his turn circle, so they could go for a head-on gun pass right here. All this missile hits. Ooh, trade.
Oh, they both trade.
Yeah. That will have to be a rematch. Yeah.
All right, back to your planes. Tommy and Freya. Tommy
That's the
pink,
only-
Freya green.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm yapping too much about planes.
No.
Yeah,
Go on.
the only-
Cool.
Yeah, the only advantage I find of merging fast and basically avoiding the merge is if they commit to the merge, they're slow, and then you're outside their turn circle, so you can force a neutral pass. But with these missiles, it makes it a lot harder to do, especially because it's the last aspect, and you can't hear them, so you can't, energy transform.
You have to like,
basically.
yeah, you have to like kind of squid this. Be like, is that smoke? Like, at least these ones have smoke. I mean, if we were to realistically aim 9Ms, they wouldn't have any smoke, and that'd be a lot harder.
Reminds
But
me,
that.
In DCS, I was like locking a target. I thought it was an F5, but I was like, an F5 doesn't go Mach 3, and it turned out to be a Phoenix. And by the time I realized it was, I was dead. It was god awful, but very funny. It's silly that they have like similar radar, like cross sections in the game.
Fast at me right now.
Yeah, that F5 is zooming. Oh my god! And then you realize it's a Phoenix coming towards you. Like, oh. Anyway, again, both very high, both very fast. Utami a bit slower this time than probably realized.
Oh, Tommy might know what Freya's strat is, which is they might try to see if they can get a missile off. But it looks like Freya's committed to a different strat this time. Now they're gonna try to get
Freya
nose on
has
faster.
to be blacked out there. There you go, commits to it, pulls, not getting nose on. Utami almost reverses, decides to continue in the same plate of motion. I probably would have reversed if I was Utami.
Yeah, I would have reversed it.
He
That
climbs even though it's
fast.
slower.
Oh, that's a death right there. Yeah, it's cooked.
It's unfortunate.
You won the match, pilot. Turn to base.
It's indecisive. It's things like that, indecisiveness, that screws you over. It's like, oh, do I reverse? No, I go. Then you're.
But that definitely comes
dead.
with experience of learning that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Over time, you start to know it better. Is Kingman here? I know he wasn't here earlier.
I don't
Kingman?
know. I don't think they are.
All right. That will be Unknown's win for that match.
Good job.
Next up is going to be Cash and Tohu. Yeah, Cash, you're going to be pink. Tohu, you're going to be green.
Cash into your home. This should be interesting.
I like Tohu. I think he's cool.
Yeah, I like Tio. I thought that a lot.
I have a picture of him landing an F-16, but like the way his avatar's expression is, he looks scared. I posted in the Japanese server and they all liked it because I thought it was funny. It was like, looks like he's freaking out while landing.
Yeah. I've done a lot of practice with Tio, especially in like the SF1. I think they're very mechanically skilled at flying, and they have that how to say, that experience.
Does Tohu come from Penguins, or is it a different group?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're that. They're all around. I feel the Japanese flying community, and they fight a lot.
Hired and just committed to teaching Japanese how to wreck shit.
They were in the 4v4 tournament. I'm pretty sure with the F-Fox. With Koronoka and everyone down here. I'm pretty sure the whole team's here actually. I can't remember though. I feel bad. But yeah, we'll see. Both of them at more optimal speeds than before. Tio fast at the moment. Cash is a bit slow though, but gaining that energy as he dives down, working for exclusive tier. Tio being smart though, using like lift the island to get even lower. That's what I would do honestly. I would just hide behind the edge line of the ocean and just try and get as much exclusive terrain.
Oh yeah, and then you
I
can
would've
turn a lot
thought
faster,
that.
like that.
Ooh,
There's a kill.
You won the
he
match,
didn't
pilot.
have the nose.
Turn to base.
He committed to the turn, even though Tio had the angle on first. Unfortunately.
Is Salmon here? Salmon was a no-show, I think, right? Salmon's not here. No Salmon. All right, Kichi, you won your first match by default. Congratulations. Okay, next up is going to be Unknown to the Weak and Kazu. Unknown, you're going to be pink. and Kazu green.
I will be very
After
disappointed.
after this,
Yeah.
I'll run the loser bracket. Go again?
That sounds
What's
good.
wrong?
I'll be very disappointed in Unknown if he fails me.
I've never met Unknown, so
Are you using the screen down there?
I'm using this screen in front of me.
You can
I'm using that one. Yeah, the big one. The one there.
right in front of you. Is it all the way there?
Yeah, it's right in
All the
front of
way
me.
there?
Yeah.
You can turn
No,
it
it's
off
right in
the way
front.
because there's a special screen. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I've got on.
no, there's two. No, there's two screens. Down there is for spectators. There's another one right behind you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I've got.
To you.
9,
That's
okay.
what I've got on.
8,
Yeah.
7,
Okay.
6,
I start using the one down
5,
there.
4,
I use the one down there. My eyeballs hurt. I can look at the other one.
Yes, Koronoko and Unknown to the Koronoko is very good. They've competed in our tournaments before, and they've competed. They
Mhm.
were in the 4v4 tournament.
I swear,
Within
Yume
the
just
F5.
is like his just stopped competing and retired, and is now just pushing out Japanese to be more skilled in dogfighting. That's like their entire job now. Although I do want to see Yume compete more.
Iyoka, Yakisawa is very good with like teaching. Iyoka is great. He's writing his own manual for the Japanese because
Oh, really?
unfortunately there's not a lot of Japanese media on dogfighting and BFM, so
Oh,
he's kind of giving them the access to that, which I enjoy. Let's see what Koronoko does. Maybe they were listening to me. Maybe. We'll see. There you go. Move.
close to that building, I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
To make a bit slow. He might get nose on first, but it seems that's an offset.
I was gonna pull around though. Might be able to avoid that nose. Yeah, right there. They went over that nose.
Traveling, it is a two-circle fight right now. It's just so offset that they're gonna have head-ons. Koronoko might
really
get nose
close.
on first. Probably end up in a neutral pass if he doesn't kill him. There you go. Another merge. Reversing his turn on no forces it one circle.
Ooh, look at that nose right there.
Look at that.
No hits though.
There you go.
All whiff.
I like how they change directions without didn't change their plane of motion, but they're moving in different directions. Well, now they have Koronoko reverses his turn into unknown. Koronoko.
Players and when you saw that nose get around.
This plane is surprisingly good at just hanging at low speeds. I think I did a fight with Kaz and we went down to like 90 knots at like stalling and ruddering. You can fly it like a kite if you like.
Do not
rudder.
kiss the
Water.
ground.
Ooh.
Oh, water wins.
You won the match, pilot.
Good job,
Turn the
Koronoko.
base.
Oh, I'm so disappointed in Unknown. How could you?
Appointment's immeasurable. They must
Yes,
scolding
yes,
when next
yes.
teaching session, right? The next Dogfight Central class, to be like, well, this is why you failed.
It's fine.
All
You
right.
did good, and you still got losers bracket to go through.
Next up is going to be Kichi versus Dice. Kichi, you're going to be pink. Dice, you're going to be green.
Oh, you don't?
No, I do, but don't use it.
Alright, here we go.
Get to your planes.
Kichi, that's a lot of weird symbols. I feel there's no passenger seat on these planes. Anyway.
8,
You don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
I don't know.
people
I think
using
we put that in the rules of just copy and paste. I mean, that's the same rule we use every single time, but added some stuff. So the passenger seat doesn't really matter, huh? Just in case you
There's
find a
no-
passenger seat somewhere.
it. There's no passenger princesses this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Is what you're telling me.
No NRG.
Yeah. Energy was annoyed at me. It's like I can't.
Watch him make
compete.
it for the
Blaming
finals.
me. Oh.
Yeah, I made fun of their passenger princess name when the Calibri tournament happened, or Dogfight Central. I made fun of it because they lost, and I was like, oh, that's why you're passenger princess.
Poor Energy. Hopefully Kichi puts their gear up and does not.
Maybe
go
it's a
for
strat.
it.
Maybe they saw that first strat, right? That Cash did. I think it was Cash, right? Who did that? With the missile
Yeah.
on the merge.
It's one of those things of just like it surprises you once though if you don't prepare
Yeah.
for it. Look, a Dice is doing what I was saying earlier. Get lower using the water line. There you go, merge. Just keep, there you go, pulling. Right. If I was Dice, I wouldn't even reverse my turn here. I would continue my plate of motion, just aim for the high 6, force the vertical turn. But he didn't do that. Giving up his
You
energy.
see that? Can't you turn the burner off? You see that? They turned the burner off. Like, oh, they're doing it again.
Yeah, they're trying to get the nose on. They're just pulling and praying at the moment.
Oh my god, it's an ace combat player.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of these in so long. And he's dead.
And they're dead. Yeah, no.
You won the match, pilot. Return to base.
You are dead. There is a losers bracket. We'll be doing that
This is why
after
you don't
this
really want to cut with
last
speed.
2 matches. We're in 2 more matches from the winners bracket, and we're going down to the losers bracket. So next up is going to be Freya and Yazin. Freya, pink. I almost said red. Yazin, green.
And no, I find, honestly, the energy fight is the way to go in the 15. It's the way to go for most planes in a symmetric scenario. But in these planes especially, because when they accelerate fast, but the issue is that turn circles get very wide whilst accelerating. So you're compromising on that degrees per second in the turn fight. So just I was fighting people and literally intently compromising on position and geometry and just maintaining energy, going from offensive to defensive in like 2-3 turns because people are just pulling. It's like,
Oh yeah.
you gotta think about that in the long run, because over time you will turn faster if you maintain your energy. It's the saying. If you've read Art of the Kill, or watched Art of the Kill. I like Art of the Kill.
Yeah. No, but it's also the worst when both people know how to manage your energy, because then you're just in the same turn for so long.
Yeah. You're in that deadlock, especially when people don't know how to build offset or generate offset. They just know how to maintain energy. There's kind of that, I guess, high skill level, but not sweaty people where they
but
don't know
I
how
would
to,
say
like,
understanding offset definitely is a skill. To know how to change your rate but still keep your energy definitely is a skill in that one. I've seen a lot of people just fuck up on offsets and then just instantly become easy kills.
Yeah, because the stuff like high and low yo-yos, people just go, oh, you're doing it to, ooh.
Okay. That was fast.
One turn.
Return to base.
That was
kill.
brutal.
But
That was an execution. Go on.
people forget
That
the
was
use
a
of,
Fox
high and
2K,
low
by the way.
yo-yos. Yeah. A very close
Hashi
Fox
and Kyohu. Hashi pink, Kyohu green.
too. Is this loser bracket?
No, this is the last part for the winners bracket before I go to the losers
Okay,
bracket.
okay. I see. But yes,
We're in the middle of the winners bracket right now.
Where was I? Generating offset in the
top,
2 circle is probably the last thing you should learn when dogfighting. Because, like, understanding the use of a high and low yo-yo, people just think, oh, you're going high so you can build altitude and have potential energy. But people forget that the side effect of a high yo-yo is it reduces your rate of closure, which also decreases the size of your turn circle technically. So that is also an offset. So you have to do the high yo-yo at the right time. And then the low yo-yo does the opposite. It increases rate of closure. So you're getting around the circle faster, but your circle is wider, technically. Same with extending, and an extension is the same thing. You know, you're decreasing rate of closure and widening your turn circle. It's you have to just learn how those 4 things, a tightening and a high and a low yo-yo.
It's crazy because it's all
affects the
just in one
geometry.
turn. It's just in one turn,
Yeah,
it's like a few turns. Like it's so.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the offset rates in prop lanes? Those are so much worse.
Yes, I have. Yeah,
They're so much
energy,
worse.
Energy is a luxury in a prop aircraft. Whilst in these, you know, you can literally just go, oh, I'm slow, let me extend for 5 seconds and I'll get all my energy back.
Yeah. Oh, they're so painful in prop lanes. I do them all the time, but it's not a fun experience. It's so sweaty.
Tieho keeping the flaps down on the move, as Hashi keeps them up. I would go with what Hashi's doing personally. I would keep my flaps
Gotta get
up.
much nose.
Ooh, head on. Oh.
You won the match, pilot.
Double cheek.
They were able to get some shots on Hashi, but not enough to kill.
If you're going for the long game in this, just keep your flaps up most of the time. You only really put your flaps down when you're in the one circle or trying to pull for nose authority.
All right.
Full
Next
lead
up,
for
this is now the losers bracket. Sorry, Ben. This is the losers bracket.
That's fine.
It'll be Cash and Soden. Cash, you will be pink. Soden, you will be green. Let me put down the Samus and no sure how to do that.
We've not seen much like defensive BFM or defensive positions. It's been a lot of head-ons and missile kills today. This is interesting to me. I'm sure as we get further in the bracket, we'll see more prolonged fights. Hello,
10,
unknown.
9, 8,
I think it's definitely at this.
6, 5,
Oh,
4, 3,
I don't know what they're saying.
2, 1.
I think,
But I think
I'm asking how far they need to go in the qualifiers to get into finals. Is it
top
three or
four.
top five?
top four.
Top
We're doing
four.
top four.
Top four.
This is 4 brackets. I'm gonna put that.
Top 4 will be
should
double
all staff
checked
knows
up
that.
on
It's
a
top
Thursday afternoon.
Never mind. Discord hates opening. Hey, Pilot, can you you have the ability to add staff and moderation? Could you tell them it's top 4?
Sorry.
Oh.
Can you join your other PCs and let everyone know it's top 4?
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. I put that announcement, but I edited it, so I don't know if anyone noticed that one. All right, let's see how these guys do. Cash had a pretty mean kill earlier. Let's see what he can do now. Getting a little low. See if he can get as much turn as possible in this merge. Get the advantage while Sona's staying a bit high.
I am back.
Cash might get nose on first. Gonna get nose on first. There's the Fox 2. It was a miss.
Reverses the turn sodium, turning in the same direction as each other, going nose to nose, one circle fight. Or has
I'm
reverses.
just trying to end this
turn
quick.
into-
They're cutting that burner off.
He's in the same promotion now, sodium. So if they
that was really
maintain
close to the
their
mountain.
they're actually being, and Sodium is now outside of Cash's turn circle and falls ahead on if they wanted to. We're in this 2-circle fight now. I think Cash is thinking about reversing, but doesn't commit to the reversal. Giving up all that position.
Full
to
defensive.
Sodium right now. Alright.
There's a Fox 2 out.
So- they won't hit at this range typically. unless
Yeah, especially
not
at his
flaring.
speed and offsetting. Yeah. Well,
They're both
I think Soden might have
outside
lost.
each other's, like,
Does Soden maybe lose
lose
track
sight.
of where Cash is?
yeah, lose sight, lose the fight. And they're outside each other's turn circles right now. They could turn in and go in for a merge right now. Hit the mountain. Here we go. Right behind him is Cash. Follow on BFM, just keep it. Pull your nose.
Oh, he
out.
turned his burner up when he's going out. Yes, that's an easy kill right
Yeah.
there.
There you go.
You won the match, pilot. Return to base.
That was interesting, is what I'll say. Interesting will be the word of the day, I feel.
Definitely a match better than the finals
Well, it
of regular tournaments. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah. I think
A little bit more
and
entertaining.
it's showing like a simple understanding of BFM, but not like the
Mhm. Advance
like, you know, it's so they just like,
Utami?
maintain their energy.
and Lemonade. Utami, you're going to be pink. Lemonade, you're going to be green. I should have put. Nah, I'll do that. There was a joke there, but I'll just do that anyways. Utami, you go ahead and be pink. I was gonna be like pink lemonade, but never mind.
Yeah, so they just maintain their energy and just you know, stayed in that same plane of motion. They probably would have been able to get position and a gunshot off, but got lost with the mountain, unfortunately, and committed a bit too much to getting slow for some reason.
10, 9,
Just a reminder for anyone who loses in the losers
7,
bracket
6,
that we do have pictures at the end. If you want to be part of that group photo, we have a big group photo at the end. We get all the blocks together and we take a nice big group photo, so you can see that there's also a lot of other people competing other than just this block.
Yeah, there's 70 people, which is a lot.
74. I accidentally left a duplicate and I deleted that. So 74 is where we're at now. 74 competitors.
That's lovely.
It wasn't peak COVID time though. Peak COVID was crazy. I wish you were there for peak COVID. Peak COVID had like
120
130,
people,
120, 130 people competing. It was nuts. That's why we have like 5 blocks. Like it's back then, COVID time when everyone was off and no one was really doing anything. That was most people we always seen.
Lemon. Lemon got caught out early with the missile strat that people have been trying. But, I wouldn't say it's very effective. The two Tommy merges. They both merge a bit fast, honestly. So one turn, so we're probably going to end up. Oh, Lemon it goes from being vertical to horizontal in the turn. Puts that. Utami leaving that afterburner off for some reason. I would pick that burner on.
Speed, that rate speed? I don't know the exact rate speed of that 15 for sure, not much of you do,
It's,
but...
I'd say 300 to 320 is like your rate now. Lemon Spice is going so wide though that Utami's actually stand inside that turn circle, it seems. Unfortunately,
Throw Fox 2, Tommy! Throw Fox 2! Right there! Oh! Nah, I missed. There's the kill.
What happened there is just Lemon Spice just flew out in front of Utami. That's what happens when you pull lead all the time. You're pulling, lead is pulling in front of the bandit. What happens when you pull in front of the bandit for too long? You end up in front of the bandit, you know? Which is a very simple concept people forget sometimes.
Okay, next up is going to be... Sorry, there's some no-shows, so Atlas, you win your match by default, and Tony, you win your match by default.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Cash, you gotta go back up again so I can match it. Kumo, pink, Cash, green. That's why the loser bracket you always get put in the ringer.
This should be nice to see. Cash seems to be quite good in this aircraft. Kumadoki, I know, is also very competent, so I'd like to see. We'll see. There we go.
10, 9, 8,
Right
7,
from.
6.
I think was it Cash who tried to do the missile strat?
Yeah, the one with the gear down. They did it. They did it the first time. That's why I mentioned that gear thing to you, and they proved me wrong. They put the turn and killed the guy in the first turn. Fox 2.
Yeah. If you're aware of what they're gonna try and do, though, you have to, you know, it shouldn't work. But we'll see. It isn't like the Vigan tournament where the gear in the Vigan prevented you from stalling or anything. It gave you infinite AOA, which was very fun. I kind of wish everyone knew in the finals.
Merge.
Head on. Oh no, can you do D6 some damage? Cash dies If you traveling in the same plane of motion, you're probably gonna end up in a very offset too, so Cash is a bit slow with this offset. Probably force a head on. Did you missile out? Oh.
Ooh, nice kill.
You won the match, pilot. Turn to base.
A day late, $1 short for Cash.
All right, next up is going to be Yuki and Tommy. Sorry, Tommy, you're going back up. Yuki, you're going to be pink. Utami, you're going to be green.
I like the color of the pins, I will say.
That's just you. I'm sorry. I don't like the pink.
Thank you, Ben. See Rico got no taste at all.
The Shrek green is just funny to me.
Shrek green.
Yeah. Like even a Shrek is the F-15 has like the tail planes. They have the little thing poking out of them.
You know, knowing these planes are made by Non, I'm surprised you didn't make like a Kuromi F-15 and a cinnamon roll F-15. I'm surprised you didn't do that.
A Kuromi. I don't even know what that is. Is that a good thing?
Women, so you tend to learn. You tend to learn what Kuromi is. Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing. If you ever talk to a girl that likes Kuromi, it's a red flag. Violently.
Okay. I will write.
You should tell me about her.
Yeah. I'm like, this isn't for me, but I have a friend.
I have a friend.
Yeah, so I have a
Yuki
friend who
offsetting. weirdly,
Going
going
to the
more towards the
ocean.
mountain. Yeah, well, I guess trying to get to the ocean
Probably
faster,
so they
but
can
using
get
the
lower,
mountain.
preventing that exclusive turning room that the green side has. It might be. Utami doesn't even know where they are though. That's the thing.
Oh, Tommy doesn't even know, but they're not even getting guns on because the merge turns the guns on. So we'll see what happens.
Do you think you should redo it? If they're not
Yeah, they
merging?
don't even know. Yuki's just flying straight. All right, I'm just gonna redo it. They don't even.
Remember to merge.
Yuki and Utami, remember to merge, not
Yes.
go on a side trip.
Yes. I wonder if they don't have the nameplates on.
Why would you? I like to give myself disadvantages.
Yeah. No, I know some people do.
back in
Some
old
people like-
VR chat planes, they wouldn't have any name tags. It was really
Yeah,
fun
they
actually.
didn't change your distance, did they?
No, and it was fun because you get away with like spawn killing lobbies and murking everyone because no one knew who was doing it. Everyone's like, I don't know, it's a blue plane. Like,
5, 4,
Back in my day.
3,
Yeah.
2,
and you sneak up on people too, and they never notice you.
I miss when there was no radios, honestly. That was my favorite.
Anyways, we are joined here by the Three Strikes Razor. If you don't know who he is, he's the Black Aces mascot and idol. Just don't open his Twitter. Anyways,
Lovely. Yeah, let's see if they actually merge this time.
Razor, do you wanna do your little speech that you always do for everyone when you join an instance?
Yeah, Yuki's just using the ocean to get more.
There you go.
Sorry.
The Razor.
Using the ocean to get more exclusive turning room, it seems. Getting even lower than you should do. There you go. Already has position advantage and moves on. I would keep your energy up. You're looking a little slow there. Don't reverse Utami.
Utami, no! What are you
Put
doing?
your after
No!
run. Put your engine
Oh, it's over.
Never
It's
mind.
over. Oh, rest in peace, Utami.
Turn the
That's
base.
unfortunate. Because like Utami could have had it if he just kicked the burner on and maintained that same plane of motion and just he had 50 knots over Yuki and was at like near optimal speed. So if they just forced that 2 circle, they could have just got around that circle, even with that major positional disadvantage. Time would have
Next
shown.
up is going to be Freya and Atlas. Freya, pink. Atlas, green.
Time would have
Atlas,
shown.
Atlas, you here? Atlas is here. Cool.
Yeah, he's there. And then you're afraid.
Haha, Atlas Green. Ha ha ha.
ten, 9, 8, 7,
Pilot is down here. I'm yelling at him. Don't worry.
5, 4,
There you go.
2,
It is interesting to see people. They're a lot more aggressive. I feel when they first start learning how to dogfight because they think going for position is all it is about and getting behind the opponent.
I would say definitely
whilst,
in like the novice levels, it's more of like how fast you
Yeah.
can end the match, right? You're like, because I
Yeah,
noticed
it's-
like when advanced level, it's like how to fight, how to survive sustained.
yeah. How do I it's like winning those little things. At the highest skill level, entering a rate fight with 5 extra knots is what screws you over. Like,
So why
It's
is Alta's
interesting.
gear still out?
he's probably
Hey,
gonna go for a
who's
missile.
Altus? It's Atlas.
Yeah.
Sorry, Atlas. Why is
There you
Atlas gear still out?
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to do the missile strat.
Are you trying to land?
I
He's staying really slow too.
let's see.
The gear's still out.
Oh, there goes the gear back up. Oh yeah, they might get nose on right there.
He didn't have his.
See if they can end it. Or he wanted the
just-
guns.
Hmm.
But
But
Frey's gonna
Alice
dump her
following
nose
that.
down, which is gonna be Alice being able to dive down on that. With Alice cut the burner off, I guess, to get more nose. There goes the Fox 2. There goes the gun.
On the match
Nice
pilot.
kill.
Turn the base.
Good job.
In
I'm not gonna say their names, but yeah, here.
interesting ways of fighting is what I'll say.
Mm-hmm. Good job, Atlas. Anyways, next up is going to be Chiohu and Tony. Chiohu pink, Tony green.
This is, how would I say, this is like watching people do something you've been doing for years. It's like, and they're like screaming, oh, let me do it. It's like, you know, if that makes sense.
Get out of the plane. I'll take over.
Yeah.
Put me on couch.
Are they getting on the plane?
Where's Tony?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
You know, I totally.
5,
I remember when
4, 3,
a Prince
Two,
told me
one.
like when I commentate. I remember trying to do it like YouTube, but when I commentated back then, I was really mean. Like I was like,
That's fine.
I was so rude. I was like, "What are you doing? What's the plan? Are you stupid?" Like, I was but I mean, everyone learns, right? I used to. I mean, when I was learning, I always did really bad stretch.
Yeah. Right. What was it? When I first started like competing, I was awful, so it makes sense. I have an understanding of that, and I'll just critique people. I'm like, oh, they could have done that, and they could have done this to win.
But once you start to learn it, you start to notice it, right? You start noticing like these little
Yeah.
mistakes. You're like, that's it. You're dead.
You can
Like-
read every book known to man, but if you don't actually sit in the plane and get to work, then you're gonna screw yourself over. And you won't win every fight. So just keep moving forward. Just keep going. There you go. Merge. Tony with the afterburner off, pulling all that energy.
But Joe's gonna get the nose around faster. There's the kill.
It's a case of you probably just actually getting around the circle fast with your afterburner on, because you're just being, you're not gliding.
Sacrificing the energy.
You're being pushed.
And you're sacrificing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your burner is able to compensate with that energy, and you're able to pull more nose without stalling.
There's probably like 1 second of instantaneous where you have your burn off, where you're getting around the circle faster technically, but over a 5, I think the turn, like it's like a 15-second turn in these planes. So over these 15 seconds, if you have those engines on.
Unknown and Yuki. Unknown, you're going to be on pink, and Yuki, you're going to be on green.
There's,
Also,
how would I say? There's a reason you got an engine, so use it.
You know, if I was gonna say this because there's apparently some work going around in the Discord call that if you have issues with the F-15 HUD, I want you to go back in time and tell them to change it and tell the creators of the F-15 to make the HUD bigger for your VR head. Oh, I'm not talking shit, but never mind.
9, 8,
There is also
Five,
there's also a speedometer in the control panel in the 50. So there's a mock speed indicator that's easy to read. That's what I usually do. Yeah.
But I got kind of cut out, so I was saying if you have issues with the HUD on the, am I still cutting out? I'm moving seats. I'm moving seats now. I'm sorry, Ben. I'd be farther away from you. Is this better? Am I cutting out still? No, we're good. Okay, if you have issues with the F-15 HUD, go back in time and go complain to, who was it, Douglas that made this? Yeah, it was Douglas that made the F-15, right? Am I wrong? I forgot.
Please forgo. Altus is spitting at us. Let's see.
What's wrong, Atlas?
I'm sorry. Merge. As we go, people are getting more and more like closer to like better merge speeds. Ooh, missile
Oh, that was
shot
fast.
from
I just sat down again. I'm gonna be over here.
a literal blink and you miss it. I think that was a missile.
right?
Yeah, it was a missile from the it's
Alright.
not on the rail.
Okay, the
Next
queue
up-
was hella brutal.
Next up is going to be Kichi and Kumo. Kichi, you're gonna be pink. Kumo, you're gonna be green.
It's funny watching these things do this with the fuel tanks on. Though I was watching like a documentary on like the F-15, and there was like a Desert Storm pilot who was like, you could literally climb vertically and break the sound barrier still with the fuel tanks on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
used to, I always rock 250,
9,
and I would like
8,
fight to the death
7,
unless I really need
6,
to drop them. Like, I remember the
5,
play, they're coming off,
4,
but like other
3,
plays, like
2,
those things either skate off.
1.
They're so nice. F-15 has so much power. That's what makes it nuts. It has so much power.
I'll answer it for Ben. Ben, someone's asking you waffles or what? Pancakes? Let me answer it for Ben. Carbonara.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, he has to rejoin. But yeah, no, the 15 just has all the power in the world to do whatever you want. It just doesn't care. Honestly, probably one of the best platforms just for doing everything you need. Air to ground, especially with the different platforms. You got the Strike Eagle, everything. It's a very versatile airframe. There we go. The merge keeps you a bit fast, unfortunately. I hope they slow down before the merge. There we go. Can we do? Oh, and they crashed. They crashed.
Oh, they're dropping.
Yeah, they crashed.
Alright, hopefully my mic stops cutting out. Oh, what was happening?
Why did you activate the screen down here?
Because I don't like the iPad kid in my face, okay? It hurts my eyes.
You're an iPad kid. Come on, get used to it.
No, I barely put a VR headset on, okay? My eyes are already hurting.
Okay, iPad kid.
You're the iPad. What?
Let's see if they crash into each other before the merge again. Technically, zero turn strats.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
You know what was really rude?
4.
During the War Thunder ranked event, I used to smack people's propellers with my wing on the merge, so then they would just stall out and have a propeller.
You can do that in. I like doing that in public VR chat worlds. If you take advantage of the desync, you can just get close to someone and smack them, and then you're perfectly fine.
But they're playing like obliterates.
Yeah, they're playing obliterates because on their end you flew right through them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one thing with VR chat. This game is definitely not built for what we're doing. we're using it for.
Yeah. It works though. It's so functional.
I know, it's really funny. Like that's what like the VR chat team members are talking to me about. It's like you guys do like some weird stuff. They like what we do, but it's definitely like not normal.
It's unique. At least our servers are better than Nintendo's online service.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. There you go. Very fast Kichi going up high. Coming down low. Kumaduki gets those in first. And then it's
Ooh,
right there.
Hey Rico, remember the Big Tonight tournament where everyone starts shitting off flares when they merge?
One day we'll do another one like that. One day we'll do another tournament where you have...
No, they can do it now. Please start flaring, thank you. It's a tip for everyone.
I feel like the flaring was more scary because you had the offset like missiles you could use with the HMD, so that was kind of scary.
Oh, if this was like an S16 with Fox 2s and it had its HMD on it, I think the
Oh no,
the
this
EX
is
doesn't
still
have a
scary.
HMD.
This one's
Yeah,
still
It
scary.
is-
Chiohu and unknown. Chiohu pink, unknown green.
Let's go.
After this, we're gonna go back up to the winners bracket, do a few matches, and then come back down. We are doing pretty good on time. It is 10:02, and we're almost flinging through this qualifier. Is that going the same way?
Good job, Kichi, by the way. Maybe a bit slower
Chiohu
next
is going
time.
to be pink, and unknown is going to be green, right? I call that right, yeah.
Yeah, it should. Wow. There we go. Now they're waiting. There you go. There's unknown.
10,
They're ready.
9, 8,
I love the engines on the 15
6,
with the
5,
exposed nozzle.
4, 3, 2,
Oh yeah.
1.
Well, the reason for that is because like they did put turkey feathers on the 15, but it pulled so many G's that they would just fling off. So they were like, why not? Do we need these? Basically, with the engineering thing of like either if it's do we find a way of engineering these turkey feathers to stay on the plane, or do we just ignore them? And they were like,
Yeah.
we'll just ignore them.
I remember one time, I forgot what I remember I was looking at an F-15 in Blender, and I remember seeing the turkey feathers, and I was like, oh my god.
I think
I think Novice
EX
only
has turkey feathers on it.
like the I saw one. Yeah, I saw a few with some, but even then, like there's so much stuff moving. It's not.
The more modern airframes of the 15 are have turkey feathers on them usually, which is interesting. Here we go. Merge. I believe the A and C variants of the 15 are much more maneuverable like strong people.
Yeah, I don't know much about the EX. I'll explain a story I heard about the EX after the match.
Unknown is he's turning into you, cutting into that turn circle as Tio just continues in the same play motion. And that pretty near optimal rate speed whilst Unknown bled a lot of energy there, going for cutting into the circle and is losing a lot of ground, and they're dead.
You won the match, pilot.
Yeah, see how like one little energy exertion screwed them over. While Tio basically didn't do anything, and it paid off for them.
And
Yeah,
ate him,
right.
like
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Lazy,
All right.
lazy VFM. To look
Kumo pink, Atlas green. Come on, Atlas. Go ahead. Go green.
I think that's a the spelling here.
I know.
I think that's an issue I see with a lot of people is when they're dogfighting, they like overfly the plane or they do too much almost. Like, I'm about to turn here and I go reverse and I've got to do this. So, well, half the time it's like, oh, I'm in a nice place. Let's go stay here. I'm gonna wait. Like, I think, like, in the Calibri tournament, I was joking about how half the time I wasn't even, like, doing any inputs.
9, 8,
But that's because of just how, like,
6, 5,
horrible that plane was on energy
3,
and managing it.
2, 1.
But anyway. I guess
Fights in the I do fights in like jets like in War Thunder 2, right? I'm doing like a bunch of like different movements, so, like because the plane can handle it, but like in like the prop planes, oh no, I'm not doing a bunch of different movements. It's not handling that.
Well, it's why like at higher scale people think it's quite boring, but it's because we're literally just being like we're only doing what we're being as optimal as possible in the fight. Nothing fancy, nothing silly. Every once in a while, you could catch them off guard, though.
If you want to hear a funny story about F-15s, I went to an air show and I talked to two F-15EX pilots. And the one thing they told me about the F-15EX compared to the old F-15Es they used to fly was that they overspeed the gears a lot on takeoff. Because it's all muscle memory, right?
Yes.
After doing so many years. So when they're taking off, they like overspeed the gears. And like they told me like the ground crew hates them for it.
I've heard about that a lot. Like, the 15 will take off at like 300 knots. And then as soon as you
There's a
come in the air,
missile.
you have to...
Oh, there's a kill.
That was a quick match. These are some quick matches. But yeah, I heard about it, like, as soon as the 15 gets in the air, gears straight up.
Oh. Next up is going to be, we're going back to the winners bracket, and then we'll go back to the losers. Next up is going to be Yazin and Dice. Yazin, you're gonna go pink. Dice, you're gonna go green. But yeah, no, they overspeed the gears a lot apparently because it's so fast. That I mean, think about it. Like that 15 was already insane in power, and they just gave it a faster engine.
It feels like a situation of like too powerful for its own good almost.
10, 9, 8,
Like I heard the thing
7,
would do 80 knots on the ground in idle,
4, 3,
which is wild when you
2,
think about it.
1.
Especially for a plane. Oh, Atlas
Yeah.
didn't stay? Well, he don't want to stay for the photos? Someone call Atlas. Tyler, go get Atlas. He needs to come back.
Which
He needs,
Like, that's
he needs to
like-
be here for another hour of berating.
that's like what, like, I wouldn't say takeoff speeds for a Cessna, but like in a Cessna you're flying if you're doing 80 knots on the
Like
ground.
World War I planes, right? Yeah, you're like almost
Yeah,
like taking off already pretty much.
That's- Yeah, well I was like, that's just it not even doing anything basically, and it's just chilling there.
80 knots is a lot of World War II landing speeds too.
But I remember, like, for the main structure members of the F-15, they had to like invent the
Hey,
build the
Rico.
world's heaviest press. It was ridiculous.
What's up, Non?
Did you know this Vol's layout looks very familiar? Did you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Just lacking snow.
Well, they both turn in opposite relative direction. There's a lot of opposite.
No, there wasn't snow in the first one as well.
It is a two-circle or a very uncertain move. One of them might reverse their turn. Yes, they did. Dice did, forcing the whole circle. Try and get a nose on first. If Yazen maintains this plate of motion at the higher energy state, they will eventually get around the circle. Yazen being a bit aggressive, bleeding down to 300. Oh, there you go. As I said, here, slowly getting around. Let's maintain this. If I was Yazin, I would extend here right now because the circles are quite close to each other when they kind of meet. And I wouldn't be comfortable with that. Nice kill. Not quite. Extend out upwards. Vertical. They know that dice is slow and can't follow them up there, so the right thing to do is they come back down and around. Right. You're working for range, lead.
I'm
and
sensing a roller.
motion.
Roller? Yeah, yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, but Yazin can force the two circle. They've got the energy advantage. Yeah. There's nothing you guys can really do. If Yazin.
Plus, they were rolling into a mountain. They were gonna both die. They did that.
Reverses their turn. Yazin
Guys really wants that one.
should be
That
69
one
again.
circle.
Yeah. Well, that's what you need to do when you slap. You have to. Unless you have the time here and the altitude to gain your energy back, maybe put your flaps up. That's what I'd do if I was nice though. Gain some of that energy back so I can actually fight in the two circle and hang.
One circle
now.
time. Miss
So
out.
Vinny's just
Or not.
flying circles around dice, but isn't maintaining the rate of closure or position really around dice. And it's just, I feel like this should have been over a few turns ago, but that's perfect. As they extend off into a roll.
Hey yo.
But Yazin can just yet again extend down. You know, I wouldn't commit. Just force a vertical too. Is what I'd do if I was Yazin right now. There you go. Go horizontal, probably forcing a horizontal two circle. Here we go. Dice is a lot slower, so Yazin's just going to whip around slowly. There's a bit of
Oh,
answer.
shit.
I don't know why Dice is reversing that turn.
No.
What's your rate of closure, Yazin? Good one? Did not watch that rate of closure. It's okay, they aim for the high six, going back into lag pursuit. And he's just continuing that follow-on VFA. Fuel is running
Fuel
low though for both of them. Here we go. Let's see. Can they get a missile off?
There's the kill.
Oh! You won the match,
And they
pilot.
ran out of fuel actually.
Turn to base.
This plane can fly quite nicely without fuel though. It can glide quite a lot. It's expected for a 15. It's such a... I think he was one of the first planes to use a lifting body design. Like I think 1/3 of lift is produced by the body itself.
Oh yeah.
Which
I mean, the plane landed with. I mean, also stuff the flight
Yeah,
computer
one
in it,
wing.
but the plane landed with one wing, right? It's a famous story about it. Kazu and Hashijun. Kazu, pink. Hashi,
Hi, Atlas.
green. Hi, Alice. Welcome back.
I can't
Pilot,
remember
where are you?
that happened. Was it Algeria? I can't remember.
Pilot
Did
gone.
they have F-15s? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I just
don't remember.
know the 15 had a wind strike with a A4, I believe, and ripped its wing off, and the pilot didn't even realize apparently until like they came in for their approach. They landed at like 240 knots though, and they used the tailhook that the 15 has for emergency landings. And
Yeah,
apparently they ripped the tailhook off.
I think there was that one, and then wasn't it the American one, right? Didn't he like take off, and then like the wing ripped or something? Something with the maintenance like messed up, and like the wing fell off. And I remember he mentioned that he noticed that like
if you ask me.
yeah. Now you're faster. But he said the flight computer was so advanced, the wing ripped, and he said he didn't look back. He just was like, plane feels weird, right? Feels a little bit different. Went for a landing, everyone was freaking out. He got out of the plane and looked back, and his wings just gone.
You got a hole in
At
the
least
left wing.
To think that this plane was made because we were scared of semi truck with an engine.
Was it the 31?
Make 25. Make 25. 25.
Yeah, the Fox.
We were scared of it, so we made this, and then we got our hold of a MiG-25, and we were like, wow, this is a piece of junk.
Yes.
And then we
Yeah,
made
what was
a
it?
fighter that is dominant.
Yeah, a Russian pilot landed in like an American-Japanese base.
It was,
didn't
yeah, Japanese base. Yeah, he realized he stuck onto, or not stuck on, they always do a big check on the MiG-25 pilots. He flew all the way to, there's the kill by Hashi.
Won the match, pilot.
50-50, honestly, with his head on to it.
All right, we're going back to the loser bracket.
People,
So next
people
up-
committing. Sorry, go on.
All right, next up is going to be Dice Pink, Chohu Green. What were you saying about committing?
I think people are committing a lot to that first turn, it seems, you know, when I feel like you could. I was doing that a lot of merges. I was merging a bit faster, avoiding the nose in the first turn, and carrying that energy into the next few turns. Oh, okay. Yeah, if they say it's a Fox 4, then I guess you can give them a rematch.
If
they
both of them
like
say it's a Fox 4.
Both of them say it's a Fox 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they both agree to it.
Yeah, they both agree, then it's fine.
Yeah. Go
Let me revert.
Hashi and
Let me
Koronoko.
revert.
Alright, rematch
Yeah,
the previous one.
Rematch the previous one.
Yeah,
Let me,
they want to do a rematch.
Reset the points. Alright. Kazu,
Wait,
Pink.
someone get the dice.
Hashi,
Listen up.
Green. Someone get dice. Someone get dice.
Yeah, I think Sanky's gone. But yeah, no, the 15, like, when you're building a modern fighter jet, if it isn't outperforming or equivalent to an F-15, then you messed up, you know? That's like the goal. I
Okay,
feel,
go
is
go
to,
plane.
Kinematically speaking, be comparable to an F-15 with like your modern jets. Which is why I'm made in the 1970s. That's just
Yeah, that 15's insane. Like I remember, whatchamacallit, in DCS, I got the F-15E, and that thing's a brick. That thing's still heavy, right? And I remember like Zwei was like, "Don't merge with a Sukhoi 30, you're gonna lose," and I just beat a Sukhoi 30 in a dogfight. Like, because all I did was just rate. I got him slow and then rated him.
I haven't flown the 15 in DCS, but from what I've seen in it fighting game, it's very good at just like sitting there because it has so much power and lift.
Yeah.
But it kind of just, you know, it doesn't have the higher,
And then
it doesn't
you
have the nose
also-
authority. But it just can.
You also
kinda just-
rated the
it can
F-16
hang,
for some reason.
you know.
Yeah, you can asymmetric. When you asymmetric people, like what I do in F-15 is I get them slow real quick, but then I just use that crazy afterburner to get really fast, and then now they have to try to get fast again, but I'm already way faster.
There's a great video.
I believe of like how to dogfight, and he's using the F-15, and he does that exactly, like how to force a 2 circle, and he's in the 15 like doing that, using its like high thrust weight just to push it the circle and extend it, and build jump here, into the merge. Let's see, they're both a bit more oblique this time, hopefully avoiding the actually doing committing to avoid the head on. Ooh.
Oh, that's the kill.
That is, yeah.
Unless they can control the plane with their lack of engine. Boy, Hashi's gonna make sure they're dead.
You won the match,
Well,
pilot.
it was a gamble for Hashi committing to that, gunshot on the first turn, but it paid off for them.
All right,
Koronoko
back
just
down
didn't
to the
have
loser
speed
bracket
channel
again.
on the nose.
It is going to be Dice and Chohu. Dice pink, Chohu green. Is Dice Japanese?
I don't think so.
No, we're good. Okay, I just thought, I'm like looking at like the finals and I'm sitting here like, oh, Japanese. Like,
Well, they're all very good. They all like to practice a lot.
Ten, 9, 8, 7,
I don't know
6,
what I said then.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the GT3 race is on. I'm speaking in game about that. Is KMS winning? Anyway. KMS. There. Dice versus Tioho. I think I've seen a lot from Tioho who've done very well. I can't remember. This is losers bracket, isn't it? I can't remember which match they lost to. To remember now. I wonder. I see both getting low. A bit slower on Tioho's end than Dice. The Dice has the afterburner off. Has a bit of that instantaneous in the first turn, but gets quite slow. A bit faster than Tioho.
This is
lots of Tioho. Here we go. Into that 2-circle. Tioho has the flaps down right now. Whilst Dice is keeping them up. And in this 2-circle fight, Dice should win if he gets his speed off. Sorry, I was mixed up then. But yes, it's CX2 Dice. Tio has their flaps up and he's maintaining the energy.
Is this a red farm I'm experiencing right now?
It is a red farm. A little bit of.
It might not be as long because it looks like Dice is really slow in his rate, and then Choho is at a really good speed to rate around. You can see him slowly getting the use. Oh, there's the pickup of that. But let's see if Choho can do a high enough yo-yo to, not fall for the roller.
Yeah,
it is a roller.
Kind of committed a bit
overshoot.
too much, but Dice slows down completely. And
Choho just pours a smoke on it on accident. I think this is the smoke on accident.
Yeah, that's fine. Here you go. If I was to stay in like the suit and just put my energy and keep going. There we go. Back into the rate fight. They're a bit closer on all the but here is going back up to the rake speed.
He's out front,
and
shut
he's
him!
Start working around the circle. Yeah. Joe should have watched that closure there when the Dice reversing this.
Yeah, when he did that high way too fast, and then didn't high yo-yo personally enough, I think. And then they kind of went into like that weird roller.
Joe's pulling nose right now.
Not watching.
Take advantage of this.
Oh, there goes the going up.
Guy's doing it again. Joe cut bird.
No, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, Tioho. No. Get around.
Mike.
They're doing it again.
Mike.
Don't do it.
No,
Don't do it.
What is? Don't do it.
Dice doing a low-key hammerhead.
Oh, Hank.
But Tioho might be pretty good. Timo's on the top with that roller and might be. No, it can't.
Positional advantage.
Yeah, they do have a better position than Dice in this.
Unless Dice extends away here into the 2-circle and can run away with it. But at the moment, if
Speed, look at that.
Speed, yeah, let's like I said, gain energy. They're quite neutral actually in the 2-circle. There's a bit of offset that you can see it.
Fuel warning.
Between them, but it is quite and pretty near damn aligned to the circles. But like you can see, and they're out. No afterburner. See, so Tio is saving energy, running, probably going.
Oh, someone's committing for the resupply.
Yeah. Be careful.
Quick.
Surprised Tio did actually. Ooh. And
You won the match, pilot. Return to base.
Tio.
Congratulations.
You can see it physically on the plane itself.
Example of just how being too greedy and not watching your closure and being careful.
There was more. Yeah.
Screw you over.
No, go on.
Two instances there where. Okay, sorry, go on. Announce the next round and I'll continue.
Yeah. Kazu pink, Kumbo green. But go on. Yeah, you're much right. There was a lot of points where Tioho could have ended it.
Tio had the match basically, but just didn't maintain their closure and. Wasn't careful as Dice, it did those reversals. Very early reversals as well. There was so much room for Tio to work with as well and go, oh, I can slow down now. But didn't take advantage of that mistake from Dice. But that's okay.
I didn't use it.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't use missiles. Yeah. Oh, okay, last guy in the top 4.
10, 9, 8,
Have fun now.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, here we go. What is this? Is this winners bracket?
This is the losers bracket still.
Losers bracket. Okay.
Yeah, we're almost
So
near the end.
for the top 4. Okay.
Man, I want to
Whoever
talk to
wins this
Kyoho.
will-
I feel really bad about that man. Man, he had so many chances to end that.
It's you live and you learn. I'm sure next time
Right.
they'll rewatch this live stream and go, yeah, I see
I'm sure.
mistakes.
Yeah, you're gonna drag him into a classroom. And be like, you're gonna watch. You're gonna figure out what you failed right here.
Put them in the machines that force your eyes open.
Yeah. Look what you did.
Yeah, so whoever wins this will go to the finals. Let's see.
Yeah, let me make sure real quick. So that'll be.
Sure. And Kumabuki, not quite reversing, but it's changing a little bit the cashing and all that energy that they have, it's a potential energy. Compromising a geometry in the end time. They're both going to the 2 circles. Koronoku has more energy than more optimal rate speed, and there is a bit of offset. Koronoku should extend out here. There you go, perfect. And then, as they come around with all that excess energy, tighten back in. And then those should slowly work around, building the offset. See? Extend again, they should do that. There you go. It's like they can hear me, I hope they can't hear me.
But even then, I mean, how much do you think they understand about your saying? You know, that's right.
I think it could be a bit better on Koronoku. It seems like Koronoku is really able to get a higher spec that position here. Koronoku's not careful with his extension and tightening back down. He's extending a bit too far out and tightening on the front. Could use a higher to achieve the same effect without really changing the geometry of the circle all that much. Or they could align the turn circles and just break if they really wanted to. It isn't a situation where I feel Koronoku needs to generate offset because Kumaduki is yeah, they've got probably a minute and a half left. I think Koronoku's a bit too fast now.
Scream's trying to crack wall.
Yeah. Kumaduki is now at optimal rate speed, a more optimal rate speed than Koronoku. Koronoku is way too fast. There you go, slowing down. Lost all that position. They had the offset and the position. They were getting around the circle. Kumaduki lost it all. Unfortunately. That's it. Would it keep hanging out? Kumaduki has a lot less fuel than Koronoku.
Oh yeah.
There you go, Kumaduki, no. Might commit.
Later on that turn.
I don't think he has enough fuel to get around the circle. Fast Koronoku gotta get altitude. There you go, come on.
There's a crash land.
He did hit the ground.
There's the kill. Ooh, that was really close to the ground.
Pilot. Return to
I'm
base.
sure that was a bit of a nice clenching moment there. Oh my gosh. It's... I think that's a win. Yeah, that's a... They... Yeah.
It'll be Yazin against Hashi. Yazin, you're gonna be pink. Hashi, green.
All I can say is never give up. That's all I'm gonna say. Yes.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. I think. I think landing isn't a necessary thing when you're fighting there. In real life, it is obviously. You
Oh
can't
yeah, obviously, yeah.
$13 million
No. You commit. You. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die like a man.
I may be out of bombs, but I got one more, you know. I got one more. Okay. Hashi taking advantage of that shoreline, it seems, getting as low as possible. Like I said though, I'd make sure that they meet where I'm below the shoreline and they're above. Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. Got a little bit of offset between these two as they turn. There you go. They're forcing the two circles. Yazin has a little bit of a horizontal climb. Hashi goes a bit higher. Gets nose on first of outruns Hashi does Yazin, but not takes some damage there. But can they force this two circle with all that energy they've got? Hashi is high up though, turning all that potential energy into, well, just speed. And here we go. It's pretty neutral right now. Seems like Hashi's changing his plate of motion, probably going to force a roller here out of Hashi. Here we go, but they're committing into the vertical too, it seems, as Yazin and Hashi basically cancel each other's roll and rope. The vertical rate speed. Vertical is quite interesting in this plane. It has so much
power.
Yeah,
so much power. You can see it barely boosts speed.
I found the best way of rating in this was to, at the bottom of the circle, you just put your flaps down and max pull almost, and then put your flaps back up and just let the end push you vertically. But we'll see if any of them do that.
Oh, that was
this will probably
turned to burn off real quick.
I think they're going to force ahead on. Hashi has more health. Knows Yazin is low, so they can just, force that head on and not really concerned with dying. For Hashi, it's favourable to force the one circle. It seems that they're doing a good job of forcing that right now. There you go, look. Quite, but I'll give it another turn, I'd say. Hashi might get nose on. A bit slow. There you go.
Oh, that's a tie.
I completely forgot about missiles. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Okay, back to your planes, Hashi and Yazin. Sorry, I was trying to take his stuff. Yazin pink, Hashi green.
Yes, rematch. Go. I completely forgot about the Fox 2s. Surprised I haven't seen more usages of them. I feel like
sometimes it's like that like dedication to the guns, right? You know, I mean, sometimes you don't want to end it.
No, I agree. I guess sometimes you're like, oh, a gun kill feels a lot better than just pressing a button and hoping it. Or you do the combo, the wombo combo. You shoot a missile and you use your gun. You know.
10, 9,
I enjoy doing that.
7,
You know, I'm not a
like
fan of head-ons
5,
with missiles or guns.
3,
Not a big fan.
2, 1.
You tend to try and avoid them, obviously. That's what I always try and do. Because it's a 50-50,
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen. Especially with, like,
Even if
issues.
Yeah, but even for me, like, I mean, I guess in the competitive scene it does make sense, but for me, like, I just don't like it. Like, I'd rather lose a match and have fun. That's just me. Like, a while back, I was playing DCS, and I was doing 1v1s with someone I won't name, and I had guns on every first turn, and I never shot. And then, like, one turn, he gets guns on before me, and shoots me, and I was like, we're doing head-ons? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And then the next turn, initial turn kill.
Yeah, I think I personally don't like the rule some people have where it's like no shooting, because it just doesn't teach you how to avoid them, basically. Because if you're doing that, it teaches bad habits, you know, where you commit a bit too much to it. But I do understand the usage of them in some games because, you know, you're just having fun instead of being serious. But anyway, Hashi and Yazin going to the one circle. Seems like that. A bit oblique here from Yazin, forcing the 2 circle flow now. A bit faster than Hashi now. That goes into a high gear. Yazin's looking a bit faster. There we go. There we go. Yazin's looking like they're in a lot more favourable position right now. Hashi can kind of change his play to motion a little bit. Not yet, not here. Here and cut into Yazin's turn circle, possibly. They can change his fire around right now. Here we go. Yazin just has to sit here. A bit slow, that's okay. Hashi climbs up again, decreasing his rate of closure again, and losing more ground to Yazin. I think they're trying to find room to turn into and work with, but it's just not working. It's too late now. There you go. Give it 3 more turns, I'd say, and Yazin might have a gun solution. Hashi going down, turning into more of a vertical. There you go. Cuts his burner. Yeah, there you go. That's the room he's looking for. Probably force a head-on again. Hashi seems to be very good at cutting the geometry and forcing those head-ons.
This play is definitely a little bit better at head-ons because your chances of crashing into the guys are high because the gun does aim up, so you're not going to have a fully committed suicide run.
I think Yazin's just not watching the geometry in the circle. Like, when they see Hashi slow down and cut, they can just go, oh, well, I'm going to extend. Yeah, that's what you should do. Mm-hmm. They're almost committing, it seems, to Hashi. And it's building this offset and giving Hashi room to work with almost, or the ability to turn him more and commit to that head-on. I think Yazin's kind of realised that. He's probably going to end up in a roller here, maybe. Let's see. No. Straight back into a 2. That's what I like to see. I know you're like, I want a roller. But
I do love rollers. I'm sorry, they're my favorite. Rollers are so pretty to watch. I love them.
Yeah, but watching 2 people the right thing. I say Yazin's doing a pretty good job right now. And Hashi's doing a good job of giving issues to Yazin. They're going to run out of fuel here though in a moment. Let's see. Ooh.
The fight of no fuel. But I think Hashi might be able to get their nose on for a little bit. Oh, no, they're stalling it out. But Yazin's falling and so is Hashi. I mean, if Hashi can dump their nose and try to save it, yeah, they can glide their way back. But Hashi's dedicated to get the kill. He wants it dead.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a kill.
You won the match, pilot. Return to base.
When you run out of fuel, having that little bit position is such a big advantage.
That's Hashi, that one, right?
Yeah, Hashi.
Perfect. All right, moving down, back down to the loser bracket. It'll now be Kazu versus Dice. Kazu, you're gonna be pink. Dice, green. I couldn't think colors for a little bit.
Let's go. This should be pretty interesting. Dice is showing.
This match should decide 4th place. Yeah, this match is the 4th place decider. So, right? No, wait, no. Everyone here makes it to qualifiers.
Yeah.
Why is energy up here?
Yeah, actually, wait. Is energy up here?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
This should be pretty interesting. Like, Konoka is very good at dogfighting and understands BFM quite well. Did they not hear the sound? Okay, there you go. Well, I think Dice is showing that they're
and
quite
anyways, energy, you should get down because one of the rules is not to be up here. And I could totally use that against you, passenger princess.
They're an ace. There's an ace pilot in me. Anyway.
I don't know. After watching the Kalibi tournament, it might have been a carry. I'm just, no. Anyways, I didn't say that. I'm just joking, Ben.
It's really dependent on the plane, you know. which I think is a good like a thing. Koronoko is used to something like an SF1 or the Japanese planes, well, so these planes outside the comfort zone. I've been flying these planes more and more, and they are very knowledgeable on dogfighting in VFM.
I know Yumi tried to teach him on all sorts of planes, especially what we use a lot. I know Yumi likes these planes a lot more because they fly more realistic. But the Japanese love the SF1. Guys trying to force another one circle? Another roller?
Koronoko's doing a good job of just follow on BFM and preventing that turning room from developing. Yes. Here you go, Koronoko, just follow them. That's all you can do. Hold like the suit, just maintain your energy, just keep it going. Should be fine. Dice is giving them issues, come on, Koronoko, just stay in the back. There you go. All it is just waiting. You see them turn and then I'll wait for a moment and then I'll commit to the turn. Because if you're greedy and commit to it,
that's a lot of things in dogfighting, right? It's just patience. It's just lots of patience.
Which people don't realize because they're like, oh, I'm in fighting, yeah.
You think you're in a fighter jet that's really fast going Mach like 1, right? And you're like, I don't need patience, I can just do it. No.
I like to call it lazy BFM, like at the highest level, because you just it doesn't take a lot of effort. Really. At the highest levels, it's more about just how optimally you can do those turns. It's like I said,
optimal and how well you catch on mistakes, right?
Yeah, as well. Like, there's always going to be a mistake, ever so small. You do a turn and you bleed 5 knots slow. Like I said, 5 knots makes a difference in the highest skill levels when it comes to dogfighting. It's hard when you think about it. Here we go. Koronoko doing a good job maintaining their closure, preventing dice from pulling any tricks off. We'll see. Dice got Tiohu. I think Koronoko is doing a better job this time. Probably watched and learned from that fight. Maybe being a bit too cautious though. If you stay in light pursuit for too long, for building, you're giving turning room for your opponent to use and utilize and turn into, or they just get away from you. If you stay in light pursuit for too long. So there's always, you've got to be interchanging between. Is your goal really? Boss fighting. Here we go. Not enough for Koronoko there. I would extend out here now. Not commit, but they are committing. They do have position now if they reverse their turn. Let's see. Come on, Koronoko. Can they pull their nose on? Oh, Dice not maintaining his lift vector behind the bandit. They're a bit outside, but they're also low on fuel. Come on, Koronoko. Pull your nose on. Don't stall the plane out. Oh, unfortunate for Koronoko. Dice. Oh, let's see if Dice crashes. Can he get out of this? No.
You won the match, pilot. Return to base.
Yeah.
I'll probably call that a rematch. That was a full stall out into the water, though.
Yeah.
So,
go again.
Yep. Kazu and Dice, because Dice, you stalled straight into the water. We're not surviving that.
It's fine. That's how it is sometimes. I remember me and him being in the MiG-15 tournament. Like, he'd kill me and then he'd crash. Yeah. Or I would I'd win and then I'd crash.
8, 7,
it was very
6,
long. It was agonizing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That tournament was so much fun. I did one actual effective Cobra during testing, and I was like, yeah, like it was awesome. That was the last time I ever did that.
I heard Inarin put his gear down and overread a building at one point. Something
oh yeah,
like that, which is pretty funny. The new Sukhois are pretty fun. I would say the new Sucros are quite fun.
I won't defend him.
It's true though, it's nice to have.
Yeah, but Ben's super nice. You can't ask Ben or ask CD. Ben's super nice.
I know, I kind of like, it's like, this is how it should fly. That's what I was going to
Ooh,
not quite.
head on Fox suit.
Nice cool.
Nothing hit.
Shot down. Didn't commit to the second turn as much as Coronado. It turned off his engine. Quite slowly, he's dying down. Coronado could slow the top of the circle. It's kind of sitting
Oh,
there.
and Dice is pulling that right
Dice
there.
is
He's gonna get
pulling
nose on.
Oh, come on. Yes, Coronado
some hits.
taking enough damage.
But they're so low. They're one hit
has
death.
enough. Go on, Coronado can commit to that 2 second. You have the Dice might commit to his pulling and use all that instantaneous. But Coronado
Yeah, look at the nose.
Oh, not quite.
You won the match, pilot. Turn to base.
So close. But yes, no, with the. That was.
Gets no break. It'll be Yazin and Dice. Yazin pink, Dice green.
Rather, that was so close, Coronado. Good job though. But no, the new Sukhoi values are quite fun to fight in the against the 14 with. Zoe did a good job at taking my inputs and applying them, I feel.
10, 9,
I think it's fun.
8.
Also, congratulations, Kazu. Even though you did lose that match, you are 4th place. You will be making it to the finals match next week. Everything past that is.
Coronado, you made it. Yes.
And that's what matters. I've seen people be seed 4 and win. And I've seen people go to the loser bracket in their first round and win an entire tournament. Which is, you know, I wanted to think that you did it on purpose so you could fight more, right? It's like you get way more matches in the loser
I
bracket.
did it one time so I could fight Slinky. Because it was the only way our brackets would meet. I intentionally, like...
Rowing on purpose just so you make sure you can fight him. That's wild.
Yeah, it's fun. But I think every tournament except for the Calibri I've been in, I've won from losers bracket. Except for the BF110 actually, now I think about it.
You know, I will say the upside to being the loser bracket, although you get no break, I feel like you're like, I don't know, maybe you can give me your opinion, but you're more fresh, right? You're more like, because in the winner bracket, you're kind of sitting there for a bit, right? You're not really dogfighting, kind of just sitting in the loser bracket, you're like constantly practicing.
Yeah, I remember in the F5 tournament, in between matches, I went out before it to practice, so I didn't like it. It doesn't throw your game unless an offset, so they're both, the Dice is quite fast, changes the play direction, doesn't it? Using that energy to work with, Yazin dives down. But here we go. Dice has all that altitude to work with and will have instantaneous pull. He has some winning cues right now, but they're going back into the 2, so it's still relatively rich. Let's see if Dice can come in. Dice seems to be very aggressive here, but it's been paying off with him so far. It seems like people are being too cautious. When you're forcing the 2 circle game, you're supposed to commit and aim for the high 6, but if you're not preventing them from building those angles and preventing them from getting that geometric advantage, then it's not going to work. But Yazin's in a pretty good position now to kind of see what there's a lot of offset in Dice's favour. So if Dice knows how to build offset, then they should do a good job. I don't know why they do, but it might end up in a roll. Let's see.
Dice really likes 1 circles and rollers. They seem to try to force that, even if they're like, they really like that. Which I don't mind. I think it's fun too.
I don't know. It might just be a case, like I said earlier, where people are overflying and flying almost. But it seems to be working in that extent. See, they seem to know the F-15 very well. So it's working, which is nice to see. But they're getting quite slow here in the rate flight yet. So making progress. As it should be. Let's see. gain all that energy back.
So that I think
He
can
should
easily
now
do.
Gain ground. There you go. He's gaining ground. Yeah. Wait, I wonder if Dice will do it again where he starts pulling him forward. And it just ends up being this deadlock and Yancy maintaining. Yancy going for the high, which is, decreases your rate of closure. So it's probably why Dice was getting around a little bit more. There we go. Come on, Yancy.
But Dice has none, but Dice, the missile.
Not quite.
Nothing.
Cloud go into mill power if I was Yancy. Never mind, now they're out. Go on.
They're both out, and they're both going the opposite way of each other.
Is he going?
At the crash, and Yazin has a lot out
Let's see if they can stay
and not even stalling.
Come on.
Return to base.
Let them land it at least. See if they
Yeah, I'll let them.
Oh no, they jumped
canopy.
out.
They
There you
jumped
go.
down.
I'd give that to Yazin.
They had enough speed to land.
They maintained attitude for a long time, Yeah. That was a good fight. Remember, Dice, you're still going to the finals next week, I believe. Yes. You got third. Yes.
And then it's pretty much the seed placement now. Next up is going to be Hashi and Yazin.
Is this the
Hashi, you have to win. Yeah, it's the finals. Hashi is pink. Yazin is green. Hashi, you have to win once. And Yazin, you have to win twice.
Yes. So Yazin might be able to claw their way out of losers bracket here. But honestly, there isn't really once you get into the top 4 or 5, whatever it is in the qualifiers, you don't really have to worry about your placement.
Yeah, it's up to you where your seed wants to. Well, I mean, because it's where your seed wants to sit, right? You mean if you're the first seed of your block, it's pretty good.
Yeah. No, I understand. You get to miss around basically a fighting if you're first.
Yeah, miss a round, or if you do face someone, you're facing like the lowest seed of the other block. Like you'll face like he's first. Like say if one of these are the first seed of block A, they're gonna face the 4th seed of block E, and normally those matches should go like easy, right? They should be like easy, clean wipe.
Depending on like the skill level of the players.
Yeah, the skill level of each block.
The elo. Which I believe these two are like in the top 15 for our rankings. Which is,
your elo rankings?
Yeah. It's quite funny. I believe 8 Japanese people in the top 15.
Nice.
Crazy.
Because again, you may just training these motherfuckers and being like, go, commit chaos.
I love doing the flying penguins or the penguins tournaments as well. The SF1 and stuff. They're very fun.
And they practice a lot, like a lot. Yeah, I'll wake up like
every Friday and every Tuesday they have like a training event, and then every other day they're just practicing on their own. Here we go. Actually committing. Ooh, was that one?
Ooh, almost a kill in the first turn. Oh, it is one turn. Oh, Hashi's brutal with that. Let's see if Hashi wants to finish him off. Probably not. War crime? War crime? Oh, there's a nose. War crime? Oh, war crime. That's Hashi's win right there. That was fast.
Some very good fights today, I will say.
Congratulations to Hashi. Let Hashi do whatever they want when the planes want to land it or something.
Yeah, let him do his victory landing. Yes.
Imagine they crashing on landing. It'd be so funny.
I'm sure they're gonna.
All right, congratulations. Hashi is first place. Yazin second. Dice third. And fourth place is Kazu. And you make it to the finals. We'll see you next week. We're gonna go get everyone in this block. I'm gonna go and try and get everyone to come here. We're gonna take a night group photo. Let me go grab everyone real quick.
I guess I'm gonna go down. Good job.
Yay, I'm winning.
Never give up. Yeah. And good job, Corner.
thank you.
화수상이야.
Right. I think you all need to.
Holy shit, this life right here.
Hello there.
Your offensive.
でもなんか
You far
本当にここがぶつかると思ってなかったからさ
not AFK. Hello. Can I ask you a question?
War criminal.
Like,
War criminal.